So when we first started exploring the idea for what a virtual assistant at BrandMuscle might look like, Jessie and Forrester were the first ones we called for exactly what Jessie just walked us through. Markie's character sketch was one of the most important activities for us. We didn't want to get this wrong. Many of our customers' industries are notoriously more serious or dry. For example, financial institutions or insurance companies. There's not a lot of wiggle room on personality and levity. So Markie allows us to bring that levity to the conversation when interacting directly with channel partners. And we're not interacting directly with the customer. It's not about brand voice. It's about the voice of brand muscle. When we designed Markie, it was all about making Markie an extension of our existing BrandMuscle team. And our team really is all of the things you see here on the screen. We found that it's an important focus for us when looking at using AI for what was previously human communication and accepting the botness, but doing what we can to make it more conversational. Another element of the conversations is establishing how your audience will interact with the virtual assistant. So we started looking at engagement methods. Many of our disengaged local partners are not even logging into our platforms. The platform's there, but they never access it. So that's where we introduce channels like SMS text or email that will help engage them because they're more familiar to them. In the future, we might be investing in interaction methods such as Facebook Messenger, Microsoft Teams, Slack, etc. I'd actually love to hear from the audience if there's certain platforms that the channels are using, the channels that you work with, let us know. And then also wanted to call out that we've had many clients ask for mobile apps over the years. But the interesting thing is that we're finding that Markie really solves the use case for many of those mobile app scenarios. And we know that there can be a certain level of app fatigue. So Markie was really designed to be a digital twin to our platforms, performing many of the key functions of our platform, which allows that local partner to interact in a way that's familiar to them without having to download yet another application and use authentication or remember a username and password. So the marketing maturity matrix that we've been talking about is fed into our AI platform. And this enables us to classify each of those local partners based on the categories defined in the matrix, and then shape the message that we're giving based on the specific audience. And we believe Markie will primarily impact those who fall into the lower developing and disengaged classes, but it's also not to say that Markie can't elevate someone who's in one of those three higher classifications. So partners in those higher categories know their local markets really well, they understand their customers, and they may be much savvier when it comes to marketing. But at the local level, it's very unlikely that they're using AI to do things like analyze foot traffic data or competitive ad data, for example. So BrandMuscle's growing list of AI data and analytics partners can build smarter local businesses no matter how savvy they are today. This takes them to that next level to help them rise above. And when we look at goals, Markie really does solve key goals, not just for local, but also for corporate marketing managers. So from channel fund utilization, whatever your target is for whatever percentage of funds you want to utilize, partner engagement goals, partner satisfaction targets based on how your partners rank your programs and how they interact with your programs. And that all leads into share of voice, which means what percentage of those dollars and time is the partner spending with you. And that also leads into if they're selling your products versus a competitive product. And then of course, the ever-present revenue growth goal. Markie can help with all of these things. It's also important to acknowledge for this corporate level that corporate brands can be slow to adopt new technology. It's challenging for them to move things through corporate controls and IT, and that's where Markie can really bring AI more quickly to them than they might on their own, because BrandMuscle can be more agile than a large enterprise. So this is that market differentiating technology in the TCMA space that BrandMuscle's been a leader in bringing to the channel. And then the other side of that is we look at our local partner to make sure we call out those specific benefits. Markie checks off on each of the channel challenges we discussed earlier. The first is simplifying processes to reduce friction wherever possible when participating in programs. The next is streamlining user experience, which is really key. Again, those less mature partners, we've seen that the number of steps they have to go through to execute a marketing campaign or participate in something, we start to lose them along the way. Simplicity is key, and streamlining is key. And then recommendations. Recommendations cut through the noise of what's available. Sometimes it's overwhelming, the amount of choice that's available, and it can save them time and avoid decision fatigue. So the local partner can confidently choose that this is the best offer for them because they know that it's based on AI and machine learning. And then lastly, Markie really is acting like the on-staff marketing expert that this small local business wishes they had, because Markie can answer local marketing questions based on the data from BrandMuscle's wealth of marketing experience.